What's up, y'all? Just a quick editor's note. Obviously, this video was filmed the night that Might Delete Later dropped, so everything that's happened in the last week and a half since then hadn't happened yet when I made this video. I still wanted to drop it for y'all, just so y'all could get my honest and real first time reaction to 7 Minute Drill, and I will have my takes on everything that's happened since then out for y'all very soon. So I hope y'all enjoy this video, and I'll check in with y'all soon. What it do, beautiful people? We're back. We're live and direct. It's your boy, Uncle Ev. You are tuned in to Eclectic Perceptions, and y'all, it's happening. Now, when y'all saw me last, I predicted that neither Cole nor Drake would respond to Kendrick's verse because, historically speaking, Cole has never, been one to step into beef or conflict. He kind of stays out of the drama. The only time he's ever really responded to somebody was Lil Pump, and that's Lil Pump. And even the way he responded, he wasn't really like trying to go back and forth with him. He was really like sunning him. It wasn't even like he really respected him enough to actually like go at him like that. He was trying to better that young man. And Drake has always been very strategic in who he chooses to respond to. That strategy has not always served him well, but strategic nonetheless. So I didn't think we were gonna hear anything from either of them as far as the response goes, but now here we are 2 weeks later, and your boy Cole wants to smoke. Now, speaking of my last episode, I do have to make some clarifications because I saw a video by a really dope channel called What's the Dirt. I've seen a couple of his videos in the past and they were really good, especially the one breaking down Drake and Kendrick's Cold War. And he did a video breaking down the subliminals between Cole and Kendrick, and mostly just competitive rap shit, but definitely some things that Kendrick could take personally if he wanted to, especially when we get to first person shooter. After seeing how everything's played out recently, I listened to the song again, and it definitely was some shit on there that if you're Kendrick and thinking about the whole scope of the history between the big three, he definitely could feel some type of way because they were basically positioning themselves as the two of the big three and leaving him out of it. And if you're a competitive nigga like Kendrick, you're not gonna take too kindly to that. Now, I gotta say, outside of this whole beef, I love the tear that Cole has been on, from all the features he's been doing the last couple years to the last couple projects that he's dropped. I feel like he's definitely gotten better with time because I'll admit I was one of those people that for a long time, I recognized them as the big three, but I always positioned Drake and Kendrick above Cole. I always liked Cole, but never really saw him as a real contender for that number one spot. And the promo leading up to the fall off has been super dope. I love both of the Might Delete Later videos that he's put out. And lo and behold, this man then dropped a whole promo tape before the album even comes out. I've only listened to a couple songs on the tape so far. I'll probably have a review up for it soon, so be on the lookout for that. But of course, the talk of the town, the talk of the interwebs, the Twitter streets has been the last track on the project, 7 Minute Drill. This is apparently his response track. I've heard mixed reviews. I've seen people on Twitter saying it was a great response, that he killed Kendrick, that he definitely got round one. And then I've seen other people saying that it was mid. So you can only take Twitter's opinion so far. I take it all with a grain of salt. I actually had to, get off of Twitter because I didn't want my opinion to be swayed. I didn't want any of the bars to be spoiled. So I'm walking into this Mostly Blind, and we're gonna see how J. Cole is coming. Okay, so like I said, I'm walking into this mostly blind. I heard that he had a shot specifically about To Pimp a Butterfly, but I didn't hear what the bar actually was. As a fan of To Pimp a Butterfly, somebody who personally thinks that that is Kendrick's best work by far, this bar, it hurts to hear, it hurts to read, but it's an effective jab because while the critics definitely love To Pimp a Butterfly, it definitely polarized the streets. There was the folks like me that loved it, that thought it was super creative, and while it wasn't the conventional hip hop album that we got with Good Kid, Mad City, loved that he was pushing himself creatively. And then there was the other side of hip hop fans who they just wasn't here for it. All the jazz and funk influences and it not being the, conventional rap album that our ears are attuned to turned a lot of people off. It definitely hurts to hear how personal these niggas is getting. This is definitely not just some friendly competitive rap shit. These niggas got some chips on their shoulder and they ready to take it there. I hate it from the standpoint of somebody who loves seeing their camaraderie, but I love it from the standpoint of just an overall unbiased hip hop fan. Between these niggas and the girls beefing, the rap game looking like WWE right now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm here for it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. I was trailing right behind, and I just now hit mine. Why I got here off of bars, not no controversy. Funny thing about it, bitch, I don't even want the prestige. Fuck the Grammys, cause them crackling never done nothing for me. Whole slugs took my nigga soul. Drugs took another one. A rap beef ain't realer than the shit I seen in Cumberland. He averaging one hard verse like every 30 months or something. If he wasn't dissing, no, he wouldn't be discussing. Don't make me have to smoke this nigga, cause I fuck with him. Push come to shove on this mic, I will humble him. Lean over this thing, it's that New Jack City name. Yeah, I'm aiming at G-Money, crying tears before I bustin' him. This nigga Cole loves sunning somebody. I love that he's acknowledging the fact that they've been friends for a long time and he didn't want it to have to go here, but he's ready to go there if Kendrick wants to take it there. And it's an effective, funny jab. And it makes me wonder if, of course he's got the album coming soon, so presumably he's going to be going on tour soon. It makes me wonder if he's going to go the route that Drake went with the memes at the shows and all that. He's not an internet nigga to the same extent that Drake has been over the years, but Cole is definitely tapped in to the Twitter streets and it shows. So depending on how far this beef stretches out and how far Cole is willing to take it, this shit could really get ugly. Now, I do have to give him some pushback because to imply that Kendrick got to where he is off the strength of the controversy, which the only real controversy that he's had was the Control verse, and to say that if he wasn't dissing Cole and Drake, we wouldn't be discussing them. I get that it's rap beef, so you're going to throw whatever stone you can find, but that's just not true. Kendrick got to where he is off the strength of the bars, same as Cole. So that bar don't really make sense to me. And every time Kendrick drops anything, everybody's gonna stop and listen to it because it's Kendrick. And I told him, chill out. How I look having henchmen of shots get the popping on the one doing the conductor. I got mixed feelings about these fucking rap niggas. It's
Shoot a nigga lights out. Yeah, my dog stat filler, stat stuffers, triple double, get your ass black duffel. Body bag, body bag, body bag. Cold world, your instructor for Pilates class. Get a nigga stretched if I feel a disrespect. Your arms might be too short to box with the God who live his life without the pressures of a constant facade. I pray for peace, but if a nigga sees these positive vibes, a Falcon 9 is on my pocket, bitch, this rocket gon' fly. That was popping outside, like the top of July. My text flooded with the hunger for a toxic reply. I'm hesitant, I love my brother, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm powered up for real, that shit would feel like swatting a fly. 4 hours and 12 years, nigga, I can divide. Shit, if this is what you want, I'm indulging in violence. Put pictures in my home, aim the chrome at your eyelids. Fly pebbles at your dome, we are Stone Temple pilots.
This nigga Cole is choosing violence today. This man said, I got mixed feelings about these fucking rap niggas. It's over for that cap, the official cap peelers. 2-6, we don't at niggas, we get at niggas. Shoot a nigga, lights out, my dog is stat fillers. I mean, Kendrick took it there first with you talk about snatching chains and burning tattoos and dropping locations and whatnot. Like, granted, again, I don't think either of them is actually gonna, take it outside of the booth. But the fact that they even talking like this is like, I hate it, but I love it. Stat stuffers, triple double, get your ass black duffel, body bag, body bag, body bag. Cold world, your instructor for Pilates class. Get a nigga stretched if I feel the disrespect. I gotta take a sip on that one. Now this one, I feel like Kendrick, he can't not respond to this. Your arms might be too short to box with the God who live his life without the pressures of a constant facade. I pray for peace, but if a nigga sees these positive vibes, a Falcon 9 inside my pocket, bitches, rocket gon' fly. So basically, he's saying he feel like Kendrick's a fraud. We all know Kendrick has been known to be on his activist tip, especially with To Pimp a Butterfly. But throughout his whole career, even back to Section 80, he's definitely been one to speak up on issues regarding our community. And he's painted himself with the activist, conscious rapper brush. He's kind of fallen back from that in recent years, especially with this last project. He even spoke about how he kind of was giving himself a savior complex, so to speak, and it was negatively impacting his mental, which I think there's some validity to that, because as a musician, as an artist, it's not his job to save the world necessarily, or like be the poster child for everything that is socially conscious or left-leaning or politically correct. That's a lot of pressure to put on anybody, but especially an artist who is not a politician, not somebody that is trying to lead the world to a brighter day. He just is somebody that is paying attention and, has his views and wants better for the community, like, a lot of us do. When you paint yourself as a socially conscious rapper, that comes with a certain set of expectations. And, it's not fair, but that's what comes with being somebody of that stature. So I definitely understand why Kendrick has kind of fallen back from that in his music in recent years, but he still has done things in real life to show that he's about those values. But what Cole is saying is that he feels like Kendrick was just doing that for the look, aligning himself with Tupac, his whole second album being on that type time. He basically is saying that he thinks that it was all a grift. This is something that, Drake has alluded to before, and now it feels like Cole, in clicking up with him, he's on that same type time. Now, I will say I think it's funny that Cole is taking this stance, given that he has definitely been known to step into the conscious rap lane himself, but has gotten called out for it by people like No Name for not being fully educated on the shit that he talks about. And he himself has admitted that he doesn't read and really research the things that he talks about. And now he's calling Kendrick out and calling all that shit aside. So I just think that's interesting. Now it's popping outside like the top of July. My text flooded with the hunger for a toxic reply. So obviously after Like That drop, of course, people was probably hitting Cole up, in his personal circle. And even if he was looking on the TL, I think this is something that a lot of rappers can fall victim to, which is the crowd and the fans, hyping shit up and getting you stuck in some beef that you didn't even need to be in. I don't think this is the case here necessarily, but when Control dropped, he said something in one of his songs about, people asking him if he was going to reply when the verse wasn't even really a shot or trying to, spark a conflict. It was just, planting his competitive flag. And if Cole had listened to the fans and the people in his circle gassing it back then this whole conflict would have popped off a lot earlier. And then when you look at people like, Nicki and Cardi and Nicki and Remy, a lot of these conflicts really are sparked with the fans first, before there's even a real issue. So as an artist, if you're not careful, you can fall victim to that. But again, not the case here. These niggas got some real shit between them and got some real chips on their shoulders. I'm hesitant. I love my brother, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm powered up for real. That shit would feel like swatting a fly. Just flexing.
4 hours and 12 years, nigga, I can divide shit. If this is what you want, I'm indulging in violence. Put pictures in my home, ain't no chrome at your eyelids. Fly pebbles at your dome, we are Stone Temple pilots. This is merely a warning shot. The back niggas down, back in the town where they whipping, working, traffic and pounds. My jack jumping, bout a rapper, making blast from the sounds. Switching sides like the tassel on the cap and the gown. I'm fully loaded, nigga, I can drop 2 classics right now. Chill out, man. Conductor. Fall off on the way, man.
Yeah, Kendrick can't not respond to this. Like, I know Cole took 2 weeks to respond. If Kendrick takes any longer than that, shit's gonna start looking funny. 4 albums in 12 years, nigga, I can divide shit. If this what you want, I'm indulging in violence. Of course, this has been a common complaint with Kendrick and honestly everybody from TDE is that they take too long in between projects. Kendrick especially. I think he's the worst culprit out of all of them. And granted, the wait has always been worth it. And I understand taking your time creatively to make sure that your work is up to par. But as a fan of the music, I definitely want more from him and wish that he would drop more often. If not full projects, at least, verses. Like, I give Cole credit. Like, he's not dropping a project every year necessarily when you look at his whole discography. But over the last couple of years, the output has definitely been a lot more consistent. And in between projects, he's dropping hella verses, hella features. That's something that I appreciated about Wayne, is that his feature runs were always crazy. And Cole has definitely been on a Wayne status feature run. And I feel like Kendrick could do the same thing. He just doesn't. He just disappears. And I get it if that's what he needs to do for his mental and to preserve his creative integrity, but as a fan, I definitely want more from him. Him saying that this is just a warning shot is crazy because I considered the Like That verse a warning shot. But for this to be the warning shot, I hate to say it, but Cole got round 1. All people saying that this was mid, I don't see how you can say that. Like, granted, nothing on here is like career ending, but it definitely is some shit that Kendrick cannot afford to not respond to. And him saying that he's fully loaded to the point he can drop 2 classics right now, it's like, I from what I know of Kendrick, he's definitely like a Batman type of rapper. He's got some shit in his war chest, and when he's ready to go, he's coming fully loaded too. So I just hope and pray that when he sent that warning shot with Like That, he did it because he knew that he was ready to go. Like I said, man, as a fan of hip hop, as a fan of the game, I'm excited. Like, we haven't had some real battles like this, some real sparring sessions in a long time. At least not from niggas that it's actually worth listening to the jabs. So I'll definitely be waiting for the response because there's gotta be one. So y'all can definitely count on hearing from me again soon. But until then, this has been Eclectic Perceptions. I appreciate y'all tuning in, appreciate all the support. If you like what you saw here, of course, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Any support goes a long way, and I will check in with y'all soon. Peace.